something to write with and pay attention because it's time for Makeup 101. And today our class is all about blush. Now, I know I always say I am a concealer-holic, but the only reason I collect concealers is because of my panda status. Now, the reason I collect blush is because they're so beautiful and they're just amazing. I love blushes. Literally, I am a blush hoarder because I love blushes. I love how they look in the pan. I love how beautiful, some are shimmery, some are matte, some are incredible. I don't know, I'm obsessed with blushes. I have a massive collection. So I thought, you know, the next Makeup 101 I do definitely has to be on blushes just because they're awesome. So let's start with the basics, like the very, 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 very basics. The very first thing that I wanted to tell you is the type of blushes there are. There are regular powder pressed blushes, there are mineral blushes, like baked blushes, and then there are cream blushes. So let's see. Here's an example. This Milani Baked Blush is a mineral or a baked blush. Is it a mineral, actually? I don't know, but it is baked, and you can tell when they're baked because they come in a really funny pan and they're domed on top. Then you have a powder blush, which are like the typical MAC ones that come in these little pans. Those are just basic powder blushes. The majority of the ones of blushes are powder. And then you have cream blushes like this one right here on the edge. I'm gonna get you guys in closer in a little bit just to kind of show you close-ups of what I'm talking about. But there's different reasons for why you would want certain blushes. You tend to go for pressed powder blushes if you're more of an oily person. They help absorb oil throughout the day. They don't last as long, but if you have a really good primer and foundation, they last all day. Cream blushes are more designed towards people with dry skin because they do help hydrate your skin. Or for those people that like their skin to look dewy, are cream blushes. I personally don't like cream blushes. I think that I'm not very good at applying them, so it might look a little hookerish on me. Kind of like really, it's hard to blend out for me just because I like really heavy foundations. Anyway, I won't get into it. And then you have your baked blushes, which are really easy to blend, really easy to apply, really, really soft. And they take a little bit of work to build up or to get true color payoff just because they're so gentle. One major recommendation when applying blush is to do it in a window or with natural light or outdoors or somewhere where there is really good light, the type of light that you will be in that day where people will see you. Because there's nothing worse than applying blush in a dimly lit place and then walking out and looking like Pretty Woman. You know what I'm talking about, right? So make sure that you apply blush in the proper lighting, setting area, whatever. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and this is kind of a crash course, it's really fast because I don't want to overwhelm you guys with information. There are different kinds of blush brushes. It really depends on the type of look you're trying to achieve. So to show you the brushes, I'm going to bring you guys in a little bit closer. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys 3 different brushes. The first one that I'm going to show you, I don't personally like. I've tried so many different stippling brushes and they don't really do it for me. It feels like a little kitty cat is just touching my face, but it doesn't really do much for me. These are good for softening out lines when you have like a bronzer, a blush, and a highlight and you kind of just want to blur them together. But the stippling brush is needed for cream blushes, for applying cream blushes. You could also use your fingers. Another type of brush that's really common and that I would recommend you having is for when you don't apply bronzer and you just want to apply blush. There are times where I just apply a BB cream and I'm heading out the door and I still want that rosy look. I'll use a big fluffy brush and then just apply a pink blush to my cheeks. And it kind of just gives you that perfect application and it doesn't look like you're missing a contour or a highlight. It's sufficient. It makes it look really beautiful and natural, almost like that out of breath look, if you know what I mean, like that natural flush that you get. And then my number one, my go-to blush applicator is the MAC 129, and it looks like this. It's wide. The bristles are wide, but if you turn it sideways, it's narrow. So I like this one because it's perfect for applying blush, even when I have a contour and a highlight. It doesn't eat up those two products, so it's not big enough where it just, you know, blushes my whole face. I have been using this brush, this is my second one, for probably at least 10 years. I love it. It's really great. It smells like feet, but it's really great. Natural, this is natural hair, so it always has that kind of weird smell to it. So this one's perfect for applying. And the way you want to apply blush is there's two contradictions. There's two ways that people say you need to apply blush. One is to like pierce your lips together and then like do like a weird funny smile to make your cheekbones stick out. And then there's the other one that says to do a fish face and apply blush just at the center of your cheeks. I say they're contradictory. They're not really contradictory ways of applying blush. It just depends on the type of face you have, the structure. I am heavy cheeked, if that makes any sense, down here. I have more cheek here than up here. There are some people that have way more cheek up here than down here. They have like a smaller chin or jawline, but they have really, really big cheekbones. So it depends. If you are like me and you have a bigger jaw and a smaller cheekbone area, that's when you do this face. And you see how your cheekbones stick out? They're really hard to find otherwise. And then that's when you apply blush here. And I apply it and then brush. Apply and brush back, apply and brush back. And then I kind of soften. I always go a little bit higher just because I like this whole area to look flushed. I use a lot of blush. I use a lot of blush because I love blush. Most people would just say to focus on this area right here, but I don't. I like to apply it in this whole area. So again, I do this face and I apply it on the apples of my cheeks, on the entire apple of my cheeks. The other way that you're told to do it is if you have those high cheekbones and the smaller jawline down here, that's when you take whatever blush you use and you do the fish face. And you see how you get those indentions here on the side of your face? So you do this, and you apply blush right in the center of the apple of your cheek. So right in those two areas. So you do the fish face, and you would just focus on this area. If you have really big cheekbones, you obviously don't want to color the entire cheekbone because then it'll emphasize that area of your face, and this face will vanish. If you already have a smaller area down here, you don't want to emphasize more here, and then this kind of just disappears. That's why they have chin implants and restructures of jawlines and stuff, so don't want to get into that, right? So that's how you apply blush. These are the 3 types of brushes that you can use to apply blush. And now I'm going to show you my favorite types of blushes, some swatches, and some recommendations. Okay, now that we've talked about how to apply it and the types of brushes that you can use, let's talk about the colors that you should use based on your skin tone. Let's start talking first about people with really fair skin. If you are someone with really fair skin, that would be probably like me or even a little bit lighter. You want to do colors that are rosy pink or like really light corals. You want that rosiness, kind of like if you just finished a workout or you got done chasing your toddler or something. You want that natural pinkness about you. Because your skin is so fair, you have to be really careful with the blushes that you pick. So let me show you a couple of examples of blushes that I would recommend. For someone that has really fair skin, you want to do light pinks and corals. Here is an example of a really light coral. This is Immortal Flower by MAC. Another color that is a really pretty color for someone with really fair skin is Blush Baby by MAC. It's kind of like a dusty pink, and you could tell this is one of my favorite blushes. I'm showing you all MAC examples, but what I'm also going to do is include some other recommendations in the description box below. If you have medium skin, which would be me or a little bit darker, think of that European olive complexion, people that are less beige, more neutral, you want to use colors that are warmer but bright. And I know this might sound a little confusing because most of us tend to think the brighter colors that look like really hot pink in the pan are for people with dark skin, but they're not. Colors like this that look, you tend to think that these are, for African American women or people that have really, really dark tans, you want those really bright colors. No, The bright colors like these are for people with medium skin or really nice tans, like glowy tans. You want those warm, bright colors. So deeper corals and bright pinks are the ones you want to use for people with medium skin or people with neutral or yellow undertones. And then if you're talking about darker skin, you want to stick towards the more mauve-y colors or the deeper colors, not the brighter colors, the deeper colors. Obviously I don't own any because I'm half of the year I'm light skinned, and then the other half I'm a little bit medium skin tone, so I don't own any, but I will try to put some in the description box below as well. But if you are of darker skin, you want to use deeper colors, like a deeper pink, a deeper mauve. Don't be scared to use like a really deep red or even an orange, like a really deep orange. Those will look amazing on you guys. Another hidden secret is, if you are a woman of color, there are so many bronzers that have a little bit of shimmer in them that would look beautiful as blushes on your skin. So the next time you're in a drugstore, look for certain bronzers. Like this is a good example, a Physicians Formula, these are called shimmer strips. Physicians Formula shimmer strip like this, there are deeper colors than this one. I think the Las Vegas one is the deepest one. That would look amazing on your skin. It has that slight bit of shimmer and it's a little bit darker, so it would give you that really pretty glow, and it could work as your bronzer, blush, and highlight all in one. So let me share with you guys my favorite blushes. I kind of narrowed it down to, I would say, maybe 6 or 7 of them that I think are a must. Some are limited edition, but you could still find them at like cosmetic company stores or places like that. And I guess let me just go ahead and get started. The first one I want to show you is Milani's Luminoso. And this blush is so incredible because it's so universal. It is a peach with gold shimmer, but it doesn't look that way on the skin. I'm actually wearing it today, and you can tell it's just such a beautiful color. I've had this for a really long time, and you could tell I have barely even made a dent in it. You could find this wherever they sell Milani, most drugstores. And it looks really light, but once you apply it, it kind of takes on this like pinky peachy glow to it that is just amazing. Another one that is a peach, I think this was limited edition for MAC, but I don't know why I want to say it, you could still find it. This is Immortal Flower, which is a satin blush with no shimmer. It's really pretty. It came out, I think, with the that girl from Paramore, her MAC collection. You can see that right here. So they're very similar, except this one's a little, this is a baked blush. So you don't have to be shy when applying it, and it doesn't have, this one doesn't have shimmer. So those are the peach colored blushes. Then I want to show you peachy pink blushes. Peachy Pink, I totally recommend in most collections. In fact, Peachy Pinks are universal. You can wear them all year round. They suit most skin colors. And I know you're probably gonna think I'm going to say NARS Orgasm, but I am one of those people that doesn't follow the hype and doesn't think that it's, you know, the next best thing since sliced bread. I actually prefer NARS Deep Throat, which is the same color as NARS Orgasm, but the little bits of shimmer are really, really fine. They don't look like chunks of glitter like on Orgasm. So here's what it looks like on this finger. And I'm going to put that right here. So it's a really pretty, really neutral, shimmery pink. It's good for all seasons. It shows up really nice on most skin colors. Another color similar to that one is Santa Rose by Rimmel, except this one doesn't have shimmer. This is a satin finish. It lasts all day. And I don't know if Rimmel stopped making blushes because I don't see them anywhere anymore. I bought like 3 of these off of eBay. Yeah, I did. And I just love it. It's such a beautiful color. It's my favorite pink of all time, of forever. It's in my top 5 blushes video that I did when I just started my channel. It's like I think that video is even in my old house. So Santa Rose by Rimmel, the most universal, most beautiful pink ever. I love it. I'm so glad I stocked up on it because if they discontinued it, I would be distraught. And then let's go to cool pinks. Cool pinks, I was always under the impression that cool pinks were only for people with cool undertones. I have neutral undertones. Depending on the light, sometimes I even look like I have yellow undertones or warm undertones. So I always shied away from cool tone pinks, but I really like how they look on me. No joke, it's my favorite pink. My favorite pink to use is a cool tone pink. I think it makes me look really nice. And I'm not trying to sound all like, ooh, I'm the best panda in the world. But I think it looks really nice on me. One of my favorite cool tone pinks, actually, this pink is neat. It's like a neutral pink. It's Down Boy by The Balm. And it looks like this. It kind of sways depending on what you're wearing or, you know, how you apply it. It can go both ways. I think it's more of a cool tone, but regardless, it's beautiful. I'm going to put that right here. So you see, it's kind of, it doesn't look so dark, but it is more of a cool tone pink, and it's really pretty. And you have to be careful with the Balm blushes because they're really pigmented, and you could look like a lady of the night in like 3 seconds. So my other holy grail staple, you need to have this in your collection, is Peony Petal by MAC. That's peony like the flower. When you see this in person, I know on camera it doesn't look weird. When you see this in person, you're like, that blush looks like it's for a hooker clown. Like, no joke, hooker clown status. Because it looks hot pink, like Barbie's Corvette pink. But when you apply it, girl, it looks amazing. It looks so pretty, and I love it for winter because it makes you look kind of like when you're outside in the cold and then you walk inside and you have those really pink cheeks. That's exactly what it reminds me of. And that's what it looks like here. The camera does not do it justice whatsoever at all. It's so incredible. Like, look, totally stains your finger. And the last one, actually the second to last, I forgot to get one actually. Where is that suckerito? Okay, the second to last is this one by MAC, and this is called Sakura. And it is like a cool toned lavender, but it has this little pink center, so it kind of makes it a little rosy. It's so pretty. It's really unique. When I wore it the first time, Mr. Man was like, did you get punched in the face? So I was like, okay, note to self, blend out really well. I'm gonna put that right here. So it's like a purpley pink. It's really pretty. Let me do a heavier swatch. It's really pretty, super pretty. Definitely for the winter. You want to start using, you know, plums and purples. Really pretty, limited edition, but cosmetic company outlet stores still have it. And the last one that I want to share with you, just because fall and winter is around the corner, is by Sleek, and this is Pomegranate. It's always good, and don't get scared, it's always good to have a deep red, maroon, burgundy blush in your collection, especially for the holidays, for the winter. Definitely a staple. This is a really, really beautiful color for really dark skin tones, but if you apply it really well, it looks really pretty. I'm excited to use this. I've already played with it, but I obviously haven't gone out with it because you can tell it's really dark. But it is a really pretty color. I think it would look really nice on fair skin if you apply it really gently with a really light hand. But those are my top picks for blushes. So those are my tips. Remember, apply blush in the daylight in front of a window, somewhere where you're going to, somewhere with the same type of light where you will be seen. Remember to use the proper tools to apply it so that you don't look like a hot mess. And let me know in the comment section below if you found this video useful, if you have any other questions, if you have any other questions about types of blushes you should have, or if you have any recommendations for me, because you know I'm a total blush freak. And I think that's it. I hope you learned a thing or two. Please